Hello guys, this is Eugen813, and today I'm making an important video because I just thought about it. Oh whatever, I think about something, and I'm just like, heck, let's just make a video. Just felt like making a video about this. Basically, the whole point of this video, I keep seeing people saying new atheists versus progressives. I keep seeing videos of that online. New atheists debating progressives, progressives debating new atheists, making it out like there's such a divide between the two, but really there isn't. Because I'm a new atheist, but I'm also a progressive. Now, first, I want to explain to you what a new atheist is, in comparison to, I guess, an old atheist. An old atheist would he probably wouldn't mention that he's an atheist. He probably wouldn't, you know, have a sort of love for his idea of atheism, if you know what I mean. Like, he doesn't really care that much about it. He doesn't care much about atheism. He just says, well, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in God. Just that sort of a thing. However, new atheists are kind of more proud of being an atheist. They try to tell as many people as they can that they're an atheist and exactly the things they believe when it comes to science and basically logic. And another difference is, old atheists would never criticize religion because they'd be afraid of being told, "Oh, you're so hateful. You're, racist. You're unfair, or you're being mean, or you're a bully, or something like that." Like, the nonsense on Fox News, or what some Muslims, not all, but some Muslims have a tendency to say, and just some progressives have a tendency to say. Well, I think it should be challenged at every single opportunity because religion is an idea. People should think for themselves. You should try to find the answers yourselves. And maybe you need a bit of help with that. That's what we're here for. Good old education. Well, sometimes people sit there and say that our views as atheists are not based on logic. They're dogmatic. Yeah, we're dogmatic. You want to know what dogmatism is? I'm going to give you exact definition of what dogmatism is. Just wait a sec. Dogmatism, noun, the tendency to lay down principles as incontrovertibly true without consideration of evidence or the opinions of others. Which means basically, no matter what anybody says, and no matter what the evidence actually says, I don't care. I just feel like believing this because I was told to believe this from the time I was a little kid. And I think that is ridiculous, and it should be criticized. Now, we're going to talk about the divide between lots of new atheists and progressives. Now, first, we're going to talk about new atheists. The four famous new atheists are, Sam Harris, Christopher Hitchens, rest in peace. However, he is definitely not in heaven. Yeah. Richard Dawkins and somebody else. Just wait a sec. I can't remember. Okay. Just wait a sec. I forgot his name. He looks like Santa Claus, actually. It is Daniel Dennett. That's the other one. They are the four horsemen of New Atheism. The four people we admire most as New Atheists. Because they believe that it's not racist to say that it's immoral to cut people's heads off for witchcraft and sorcery, as they do in good old Saudi Arabia. And they think it's immoral that in Qatar, a woman was sent to jail for being raped. They hate the fact that gay marriage was illegal in the US for so many years because it's my religious beliefs. So now because my religious beliefs, you can't be happy. That's the way it thinks. And you know what? A lot of the religious people say for leaving religion, apostasy, it is a very big penalty. You'll burn in hell forever, you know. You'll die a horrible death, and you'll never be forgiven for it unless you, of course, do human sacrifice. The old scapegoating thing, where you just kill somebody else, put all your sins on them, and then you're forgiven and everything's good again. And sadly, that happens a lot as well. You know, honor killings, and it gets to the point where lots of Muslims think, oh, I'll just chop my kid's head off and then everything will be fine again. Moral. How about the people in the US, the Christians mainly? Oh man, I was about to say something, but I can't really remember. People who think, you know, the normal things. Damn, I was gonna say something, but I forgot. This is really embarrassing on video. Anyway, just the whole honor killing stuff. You know, it's completely ridiculous. And the thought that you can all of a sudden be forgiven by killing somebody, that's ridiculous. Okay, here I am. I remember what I was going to say. There's a judge who thinks uh, one girl literally murdered her son because, like, I want him to be with God, and I want to be forgiven for my sins. It's like, oh yeah, that should be okay because it's about faith. Are you kidding me? We should legalize murder because of faith now? So it's, and think about the Old Testament. Think about, you know, all the horrible things about flooding and genocide and killing, and then stuff in the Quran. If you don't do this, you know, you'll get killed. It's like, it's all ridiculous, you know. And even now, I haven't mentioned Judaism, but like the people who refuse to be on a plane with women, and all this stuff about separating each other, and all this discrimination, all because of this moral faith, right? And yet we're the ones who are told, yeah, we have no morals. We're all nihilists. See, there's a difference between a nihilist and an atheist. A nihilist believes life has no meaning, there's no point on being on Earth. So you might as well do it. That is not an atheist. But you know what? A heck of a lot more moral than a lot of these religious people. Anyway, now let's get on to the second part of this video. New atheists versus progressives. Now, the thing about progressives, some progressives, they believe, whenever you criticize Islam, that makes you a racist. And there are even some progressives, not a lot, but some who say, you criticize Israel, so this is now criticizing a government, you're racist. Or you're bigoted. You're anti-Semitic if you hate stuff. It's stupid stuff like that, you know. And sometimes they allow you to get angry at Christians, but it's like that. For example, the Katy Perry song or something where somebody had a Mohammed necklace of some sort. It's like, oh, the Muslim community said, oh, you need to, you know, censor the video and everything. You would think progressives, being liberals, would say, oh yeah, you know, it doesn't matter what your religion is. This is freedom of speech here. Just like the same thing they would say with Christians, you know. Get out of here with that bullshit. No. They side with the Muslims. You know why? Because they feel bad for the Muslims, and they are also afraid to be called racist or bigoted. Now, many say that the only reason why people don't criticize Muslims or Islam is because of being called racists, which really isn't the case, because there was a time when I didn't want to criticize Islam. It wasn't because of racism or anything. It's because I felt bad for them, because they were a persecuted minority. This is contrary to what Sam Harris or Christopher Hitchens said. Sometimes Bill Maher makes it out to be that way, but you know, I digress. This is what many new atheists say, and I disagree with this. This is where I disagree with the new atheists. I do believe Muslims are a persecuted minority, and I don't believe Christianity is as benign as, let's say, Richard Dawkins makes it out to be. Although the Anglican Church is very benign. But like, for example, a Presbyterian Church or the Baptist Church or basically the Roman Catholic Church especially, they are not benign. They are not nearly as bad as what happens in the Middle East with a lot of the Muslim countries where you get, you know, stoned to death for adultery and you have honor killings being legal. But you know what? It's not benign. Anyway, I think progressives should just stop giving up their liberal values just to protect Islam or to protect Judaism. Because you should always be a liberal. You should always be yourself, no matter what anybody tells you. And for new atheists, Muslims are a persecuted minority. Islamophobia is a thing. And no, not all terrorism is 100% about Islam, because it's not. Some of it is geopolitics. But in the end, it is about Islam, about 50% about Islam. It is also about geopolitics. Religion should be criticized because it's dogmatic. And people have got to stop with not being allowed to criticize people's religions. That's the main things. I can criticize their ideas. I'm not criticizing anybody. I'm not criticizing Muslims, because I believe the majority of Muslims that do bad things are good people anyway, because they're just doing what they've been told is moral. And that's the big problem with religion. It causes good people to do bad things. When you get out of religion and you come into atheists, where we use our moral human nature to decide our lives, you become uh, a good person doing good things, and you'll feel a heck of a lot better about it. So think about that for a second. Maybe I'll get back to you later on this topic, maybe I won't. But I'll see you next time. Goodbye.